Have you ever had that moment where you realize your entire family has been using you? Not loving you, not appreciating you, just using you? My name is Catherine, and I'm 35 years old. Before we dive into this story, let me know in the comments. What time are you watching this video? And where are you watching from? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps support the channel. Now, let me tell you about the day I found out I was worth absolutely nothing to my parents. At least, that's what their will said. It was a cold Tuesday in March when I got the call from my parents' attorney, Mr. Davidson. My father had passed away 2 weeks earlier from a heart attack, and my mother had decided it was time to get affairs in order, while she was still healthy. Catherine, your mother would like you to attend the reading of your father's will this Friday at 2 p.m. I'd taken a week off work when Dad died. I'd arranged the funeral, handled the flowers, coordinated with the caterers, made sure Mom was eating and taking her medications. My brother, Tyler, he'd flown in the day before the funeral, given a 5-minute speech about what a great guy Dad was, and left the next morning because he had important meetings. But sure, I'd attend the will reading. Friday came. I sat in Mr. Davidson's office, across from my mother and Tyler. Mom looked composed, almost smug. Tyler kept checking his phone. "Thank you all for coming," Mr. Davidson began, opening a leather folder. "I'll keep this brief." James's wishes were very clear. He adjusted his glasses and started reading. "To my beloved wife, Margaret, I leave the house, all savings accounts, and my pension. Expected. They'd been married for 40 years. To my son, Tyler, I leave my business, all company stocks, my investment portfolio, and the vacation property in Colorado." I felt my stomach drop. The business was worth at least $2 million. The stocks? Another $1 million easy. The Colorado property? Dad had bought it for $300,000 20 years ago. It was probably worth triple that now. And to my daughter, Catherine. Here it comes, I thought. Maybe the car? Some jewelry? Something? I leave my collection of vintage records and my fishing equipment. Silence. Records and fishing equipment. Tyler got a multi-million-dollar inheritance. I got Dad's old vinyl collection and some rusty fishing rods. That's it, I asked quietly. Mr. Davidson looked uncomfortable. Yes, those were your father's wishes. However, there is one additional clause. He cleared his throat. Catherine is requested to continue her current financial support of her mother, as she has been doing for the past 7 years. Wait, what? Excuse me, I said, sitting up straighter. Tyler finally looked up from his phone. What financial support? Mr. Davidson looked at me, then at my mother. Catherine has been paying for Margaret's medical insurance, supplemental medications, grocery deliveries, and various household expenses. Approximately $2,800 per month. My brother's jaw dropped. You've been giving Mom almost $3,000 a month? For 7 years, Mr. Davidson confirmed. Your father's will specifically notes his appreciation for this arrangement and requests that it continue. Requests, I repeated. Not bequeaths money for, or sets up a fund for. Just requests that I keep paying. My mother finally spoke. Well, dear, you make good money at your tech job. Tyler has his own family to support. It just makes sense. Something inside me cracked. Tyler made triple what I made. He drove a Tesla. He had a vacation home in Hawaii. His wife didn't work because they didn't need the money. But I was supposed to keep funding Mom's lifestyle while Tyler got millions. Catherine, Mr. Davidson prompted. Do you have any questions about the will? I had 1,000 questions. Why wasn't I worth anything to my father? Why was I expected to give but never receive? Why was my brother rewarded for doing nothing while I was punished for doing everything? But I only asked one. Is this will legally binding and final? Yes, it was properly executed and witnessed. Perfect, I said, standing up. Then we're done here. I walked out of that office and I made a decision. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I didn't call my mother or my brother to express my hurt and anger. Instead, I went home, opened my laptop, and started canceling things. You see, my parents had always been terrible with technology. 7 years ago, when Mom started having health issues, she'd asked me to help out a little with some bills because she found online payments too confusing. That little help had turned into me paying for almost everything. I'd set up automatic payments from my bank account for her health insurance supplement, her prescription delivery service, her premium cable package, her grocery delivery membership, her phone plan, her internet, even her gym membership that she never used. $2,800 a month. Every month. For 7 years. That was $235,200 I'd given to my parents. Meanwhile, Tyler sent a $50 gift card for Mom's birthday and got called such a thoughtful son. I pulled up my banking app and looked at the list of automatic payments. My finger hovered over the cancel button. Was I really going to do this? Then I remembered sitting in that lawyer's office. I remembered my mother's casual, "You make good money" comment, like my salary existed solely to fund her lifestyle. I remembered Tyler's shocked face, not because I'd been supporting our mother, but because he'd had no idea. They'd hidden it from him. They knew he'd question it. But me? I was just expected to pay up and shut up. I pressed cancel. Then cancel again. And again. Within 20 minutes, every single automatic payment was terminated. The health insurance supplement would lapse at the end of the month. The prescription delivery service would stop in 3 weeks. The cable, internet, phone, all would disconnect in the next billing cycle. I sat back and waited. Here's what I knew about my mother. She didn't actually check her accounts. She'd look at her cable TV and assume it was working because I was paying for it. She'd order her prescriptions and assume they'd arrive because I was handling it. She wouldn't notice anything was wrong until the services actually stopped. And when they did, well, that would be interesting. I didn't tell anyone what I'd done. Not my friends, not my coworkers, not even my therapist at first. I just continued with my life. I went to work. I went to yoga. I started actually using the money I'd been sending to my mother. I bought nice clothes. I took a weekend trip to wine country. I donated to charities I believed in. For the first time in 7 years, my money was actually mine. The first week passed quietly. Then the second. I knew the bills were coming due soon, but I heard nothing from my mother. Tyler called me once, 2 weeks after the will reading. "Hey, I know the inheritance thing was weird, but you got the records, right? Some of those vinyls are probably worth something." "Sure, Tyler," I said. "Probably worth about $2 million, right?" "Oh wait, that's what you got. Come on, Kath, don't be bitter. Dad had his reasons." "Did he? What were they?" Silence. "That's what I thought," I said. "Enjoy your inheritance, Tyler." I hung up. 3 weeks. Then 4. I started to wonder if Mom had even noticed yet. Maybe she'd figured out how to pay the bills herself? Maybe she'd asked Tyler for help? Then, on day 28, my phone lit up with a text from Mom. The message was short. "Catherine, we need to talk. Call me immediately." I stared at that text for a full 5 minutes. Part of me wanted to call right away, to explain, to justify my decision. But another part of me, the part that had been taken for granted for years, thought, let her wait. I put my phone down and went to make dinner. She could wait. Just like I'd waited for 7 years to be valued. Mom sent another text an hour later. "This is urgent. Call me now." I turned my phone on silent and watched a movie. The panic was just beginning. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls and 12 text messages. All from my mother. Message 1 asterisk, "Catherine, this is serious. Call me back." Message 2 asterisk, "I don't know what's going on with the insurance company. They say my policy is canceled." Message 3 asterisk, "My prescriptions weren't delivered today. There must be some mistake." Message 4 asterisk, "The cable is out. Did you forget to pay the bill?" Message 5 asterisk, "Catherine, I need you to fix this right now." Message 6 asterisk, "This isn't funny. I'm a widow. I need my medications." Message 7 asterisk, "Are you seriously ignoring me?" Message 8 asterisk, "Tyler said you're being dramatic about the will. Is this what this is about?" There it was. She knew exactly what this was about. Message 9 asterisk, "Your father left you those records because he knew you appreciated music. Don't be ungrateful." Message 10 asterisk, "I'm calling your brother. This is ridiculous." Message 11 asterisk, "Tyler says I should handle my own bills now. Did you tell him to say that?" Message 12 asterisk, "Fine. If you want to abandon your own mother, that's your choice. I hope you can live with yourself." I made coffee and read through all of them again. Not once did she ask if I was okay. Not once did she acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, leaving me nothing while expecting me to keep paying for everything was wrong. Just demands. Accusations. Guilt trips. I took a screenshot of all the messages and saved them in a folder labeled evidence. Then I typed out a response. "Hi, Mom. I got your messages. I've been really busy with work. What's going on? Playing dumb. Maybe. But I wanted to see how she'd explain it. She called immediately. I let it ring 4 times before answering. Catherine. Finally. Her voice was sharp. Everything is falling apart. My insurance canceled. My prescriptions didn't come. The cable and internet are out. I don't understand what happened. That's strange, I said calmly. Have you called the companies? I don't have time to call companies. That's what you do. You handle all of this. Do I? I asked. I don't remember agreeing to handle it forever. Silence. Then, what are you talking about? You've been doing this for years. I have, I agreed. I've been paying $2,800 a month out of my salary for 7 years. That's $235,200, Mom. Well, yes, and we've appreciated it. Have you? I interrupted. Because Dad's will left me fishing equipment and records. Tyler got millions. But I'm supposed to keep paying your bills. That's completely different. Your brother has a family to support. And I have myself to support, Mom. I have a retirement to save for. I have a life. How can you be so selfish? She snapped. I'm your mother. I raised you. And this is how you repay me. By cutting off my insurance when I'm a widow. You're not cut off from insurance, Mom. You have Dad's pension. You have the house. You have savings. You can afford your own insurance. That money is for me to live on. For my future. And my money is for me to live on, I said. For my future. I can't believe you're doing this. Your father would be so disappointed. That stung. But I pushed through it. You know what, Mom? Dad had the chance to show me I mattered. He had the chance to split things fairly, or at least acknowledge what I've contributed. Instead, he left everything to Tyler and expected me to keep being the family bank. You're twisting this. No, I said firmly. I'm finally seeing it clearly. You and Dad took advantage of me for years because I let you. Because I wanted to be a good daughter. But being a good daughter doesn't mean lighting myself on fire to keep you warm. If you stop paying, I'll have to ask Tyler for help, she said, and I could hear the threat in her voice. Is that what you want? For your brother to think you're a terrible daughter? Ask Tyler, I said. He just inherited millions. I'm sure he can spare $2,800 a month. Tyler called me 20 minutes later. What the hell, Catherine? No hello, no pleasantries. Mom just called me crying saying you've abandoned her and she's going to die without her medications. That's dramatic, I said. She's not going to die. She has a month's supply of everything. You cut off her insurance. Her prescriptions. What is wrong with you? What's wrong with me? I laughed. Tyler, I've been paying almost $3,000 a month for Mom's expenses for 7 years. Did you know that? She mentioned you helped out sometimes. Helped out? I interrupted. I paid for her insurance, her medications, her cable, her internet, her phone, her grocery delivery, her gym membership. Every month. For 7 years. Silence. You got a $2 million business, Tyler. You got stocks, investments, a vacation home. I got Dad's old records and fishing rods. And I'm still expected to pay for Mom. The will wasn't my decision. But you accepted it without question, didn't you? You didn't think, hey, maybe this is unfair to my sister? You just took the money and ran. That's not fair. I didn't know you were paying for all that stuff. Because they hid it from you, I said. They knew you'd question it. But me? I'm just supposed to shut up and pay up. Tyler was quiet for a moment. Okay, I get that you're upset. But you can't just cut Mom off. She's a widow. She's grieving. She's also sitting in a paid-off house with a pension and savings. She can afford her own bills, Tyler. She just doesn't want to. So what, you want me to pay for it? He asked. I want you to step up for once, I said. You got the inheritance. You got the business. You got everything. The least you can do is help your own mother. I have my own family to support. You make 3 times what I make. I shouted, losing my composure. You have a vacation home in Hawaii. Your wife doesn't work because you don't need the money. Don't you dare tell me you can't afford to help Mom. This isn't about money. Yes, it is. I said. This has always been about money. Dad valued you more than me. He proved it in his will. And Mom valued my money more than my presence. They both made their choices very clear. Catherine, come on. Family is family. You're right, I said quietly. Family is family. So tell me, Tyler. When was the last time you treated me like family? When was the last time Mom appreciated what I did instead of just demanding more? When was the last time either of you saw me as something other than an ATM machine? He didn't answer. That's what I thought, I said. I'm done being used. If Mom needs help, she has a son who just inherited millions. Let him step up. She asked me for money, Tyler admitted. I told her I needed to review my finances first. I almost laughed. You need to review your finances? You just got $2 million. It's complicated. It's not complicated, Tyler. You just don't want to help. You want me to keep paying so you can keep your money. That's not true, isn't it? I asked. Prove me wrong. Pay for Mom's insurance this month. Pay for her prescriptions. Show me that you actually care about her and not just about keeping your inheritance safe. More silence. I didn't think so, I said. Tell Mom that if she needs help, she should ask the son who actually got an inheritance. I'm done being the family piggy bank. You're making a huge mistake, Tyler warned. Mom won't forgive this. Maybe not, I agreed. But I'll forgive myself. And that's more important. I hung up. My phone rang again immediately. Then again. Then again. I turned it off and sat in the quiet of my apartment. For the first time in weeks, I felt light. The guilt was still there, whispering that I was a bad daughter, a bad sister. But underneath that guilt was something stronger. Self-respect. That was 4 months ago. For months since I stopped paying my mother's bills. For months since I stood up for myself. For months since I chose my own financial stability over their expectations. You're probably wondering what happened. Did my mother apologize? Did Tyler step up? Did we reconcile? The answer is complicated. The first month was brutal. Mom sent daily texts ranging from guilt trips to outright insults. Tyler called occasionally, trying to play mediator but really just wanting me to keep the peace. Translation: keep paying. I blocked them both for 2 weeks just to get some mental space. Aunt Linda, my dad's sister, reached out. Apparently, Mom had been calling all the relatives, painting me as the villain who abandoned her poor widowed mother. But Aunt Linda surprised me. Your mother called me asking for money, she said. When I asked her what happened to James's pension and savings, she got defensive. Then I found out about the will. Catherine, that was wrong. What your father did was wrong. Having someone validate my feelings helped more than I can express. I told her she needs to learn to manage her own finances. Aunt Linda continued. And I told Tyler he should be ashamed of himself for accepting everything while you got nothing. Slowly, the truth came out to the extended family. Cousins reached out. Dad's old business partners expressed shock at how the inheritance was divided. People who'd known me my whole life started asking questions. Tyler tried to do damage control, but it didn't work. People saw through it. 6 weeks after I cut off the payments, Tyler called from an unknown number. I'd blocked his regular one. Mom's health insurance is set to lapse, he said without preamble. She needs $400 a month. I'll pay it. Okay, I said. That's it. Just okay. What do you want, Tyler? A medal. You're paying $400 a month. I was paying $2,800 for 7 years. I'm also giving her $500 a month for groceries and medications, he added defensively. So $900 total? I calculated. Still less than a third of what I was paying. But it's a start. This is really hard for me financially, he complained. I laughed. You inherited $2 million. That money is invested. I can't just. Tyler, I don't care. I said honestly. Figure it out. She's your mother too. He hung up on me. 3 months in, Mom finally sent a different kind of message. I'd like to talk. Can we meet for coffee? I almost deleted it. But curiosity got the better of me. We met at a neutral location. She looked older, tired. Maybe facing her own bills had been stressful. I want to understand why you did this, she said after ordering. Not, I'm sorry. Not, I was wrong. Just why you did this. Because I spent 7 years being taken for granted. I said simply. Because Dad's will made it clear I wasn't valued. Because you expected me to keep paying for everything while Tyler got everything. Your father had his reasons. Stop, I interrupted. I don't want to hear about Dad's reasons. I want to hear you acknowledge that what happened was unfair. She looked down at her coffee. Long silence. Finally, perhaps the will could have been more equitable. It wasn't much, but it was something. And perhaps I relied on you too much, she added quietly. Tyler says I need to be more independent with my finances. Tyler's right. I've set up online banking, she said almost proudly. I'm learning to pay my own bills. That's good, Mom. We talked for another hour. It wasn't a reconciliation exactly, but it was a start. I didn't resume the payments. I didn't apologize for stopping them, but I did agree to help her learn to manage her finances. Teaching, not paying. Today, my relationship with my family is different. Tyler and I are cordial, but not close. Mom and I talk once a week, but there are boundaries now. Hard boundaries. I'm rebuilding my savings. I'm planning a trip to Europe that I've always dreamed about. I'm living my life for me. My name is Catherine. I'm 35 years old, and I finally learned that being a good daughter doesn't mean being a doormat. The records Dad left me, I sold them. Turned out some were rare and valuable. I got $23,000 for the collection. I invested every penny in my own future. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Drop a comment. Have you ever had to set financial boundaries with family? How did it go? ***. Subscribe for more stories about standing up for yourself and choosing your own value. Remember, you are not required to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Not even for family. ***. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is teach people to take care of themselves.